Rookie running backs are always intriguing in fantasy football. But are these guys trusts or busts? Let's talk about a few names. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jake, Fantasy Headliners here, brought to you by RotoBaller, coming at you with a new episode right now, talking about some rookie running backs, right? There's a lot of these names flying around come draft time. They're intriguing, they're exciting. It's like the shiny new toy at Christmas. But can you trust them? I mean, are these people that you can draft confidently, or are they going to be busts? And all this hype preseason is going to do nothing but sink your fantasy team by week 2 or 3. Well, like usual, we're going to get right into this list, and we're going to see if we can trust some guys or if these guys are going to bust. All right, you can't talk about rookie running backs without talking about Saquon Barkley, right? He's more than likely going to be the first one off the board in almost every fantasy draft, the first rookie running back to be taken, more than likely in the first round. If not the first, it'll be the second, and rightfully so. I mean, he's on a team that is going to be counting on him for his offense. I mean, they improved the offensive line in the offseason there in New York, you know, with the addition of Will Hernandez in the draft, and they got Nate Soldier from New England, and that's going to help. I mean, they've never really had a run game in New York. Odell Beckham's back, healthy, I think. I saw a picture of his ankle on Twitter the other day, about made me gag, but they say it's normal. It's all scar tissue. He should be fine for the start of the season. And that's only going to help Barkley even more. I mean, just the fact of having Odell Beckham on the outside, he's going to garner a lot of attention. They can't put extra people in the box because those extra people are paying attention to Odell Beckham on one side and Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram on the outside. They can't just stack the box against Barkley, and the kid has special talent. He's a 3-down back. He's going to be able to catch passes out of the backfield. You know, he's going to start week 1. I mean, it's going to be his job from the beginning, and he's probably going to get close to 20 touches a week. And that puts him right up there with the rest of the elite running backs, you know, in fantasy football. Do I trust Saquon Barkley? Yes, I do. I think he's going to have a great season. I just wouldn't reach for Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't take him over one of the top guys of Gurley, Zeke, Johnson, or Bell. But he may be the next guy off the board running back-wise, with the exception of maybe Alvin Kamara, who could also, you know, hop into the top 5-6 area right there. But do I trust Saquon Barkley, and would I draft him end of the first round, beginning of the second? Yes, I would. All right, next up is going to be Darius Geis in Washington. Trust or bust, right? That's the question we're talking about here. And right now, I'm having a hard time finding a way to think he's going to bust. I mean, I've done a lot of research on Darius Geis here lately, just trying to figure out, is there a reason he fell other than the attitude problem from the draft? And I just couldn't really find it. I mean, actually, the more I looked at this guy, the more I liked him. And the more I liked him, it's like the closer the gap got between him and Saquon Barkley. 56% of the college yardage that Darius Geis had came after contact. He averaged 7 yards per carry with 8 defenders in the box, and his top speed was clocked at just over 22 miles an hour, which is only less than 1 mile an hour slower than Tyreek Hill. So what you're telling me is you got a bowling ball that can move quickly and has a lot of talent. That's pretty impressive. I kind of didn't realize that about Darius Geis. Some of these numbers kind of caught me by surprise. He's got power and he's got speed. He's the most talented running back on the roster in Washington. He has competition for carries, but he should easily be able to win that job. Chris Thompson could steal some third down work, yes, but all the other stuff, Darius Geis is going to be the man in Washington. He'll get the goal line carries. He still can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to have plenty of opportunities for fantasy football numbers to be put up. He may be a little bit behind Barkley as far as volume goes, but what he gets, he could probably produce with it. And right now, do I trust Darius Geis, or is he a bust? I trust him. Next guy up is going to be Rashad Penny in Seattle. And this guy's name is getting like crazy hype right now. I mean, a lot of people are hopping on the Rashad Penny bandwagon. But like, we're asking, right? Trust him, or is he a bust? And let's talk about a few things here, all right? Chris Carson, Seattle, he's not going away. Chris Carson, yes, I don't want to call him inferior, but technically he's an inferior talent to Rashad Penny. but he did good with what he had last year in Seattle. That was one of the worst offensive lines in all of football last year. Carson was still able to put up decent numbers last year, and then he got hurt. They reached for Rashad Penny a little bit in the draft. They didn't really need him at the point that they got him, but they got him early enough to where you would think that they're going to use him. So that to me kind of says there's maybe a little bit of a timeshare coming up in Seattle between Chris Carson and Rashad Penny. It may not last all season. It may just be there for the beginning to see who gets the hot hand and who takes the job and runs with it. But there's going to be somewhat of a competition there. I mean, Chris Carson's getting rave reviews right now in minicamps and OTAs. The dude is huge. I mean, he's jacked. Like I said, he didn't do anything last year to lose the job other than getting hurt. The defense in Seattle is still a little depleted. They still got Bobby Wagner and Earl Thomas in the back, but overall the defense is way weaker than it's been in the past. That's going to lead to Seattle either needing to score or trailing a lot in the second half of games, causing them to throw more. I mean, there's just things stacked against Rashad Penny. The offensive line is better than last year, but the only way that I can see Rashad Penny being productive and being a solid starter for you guys weekly for your fantasy football teams is if he gets ridiculous volume. I can't see him busting a lot of big plays. He's not really the home run threat. He needs a lot of touches. He needs 20-plus touches a game in order to get you a productive day, and I just don't know if he's going to be getting that in Seattle if they're trailing a lot in second halves. Right now, Rashad Penny, to me, I don't trust him. He's a bust. Royce Freeman is going to be the next on the list, and let's talk if we can trust him or if he's going to be a bust. I mean, this guy could be this year's Kareem Hunt, in my opinion. He's got the perfect opportunity. He came to a team that has a decent offensive line, an offensive line that allowed C.J. Anderson to rush for over 1,000 yards last year. They have a solid passing game with Case Keenum, under center, and they get Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, the newly drafted Cortland Sutton and Deshaun Hamilton. They got plenty of weapons on the outside to draw the defenders out of the box. There's a little bit of competition for carry there with Devontae Booker, but Booker didn't do anything to win the job outright last year, so I can't see him challenging too much this year. I mean, Royce Freeman is a three-down back, big back with speed, goal line carries, ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, great pass blocker. I mean, this guy has all the tools necessary. In his last 4 years of college, he forced more missed tackles than any other college running back out there. I mean, the guy has the ability to make you miss, hit the home run. The improved pass offense, like I said, is only going to help him out. Do I trust Royce Freeman? I love Royce Freeman. Definitely trust Royce Freeman. And I'm going to be trying to get as many Royce Freeman shares as I can get this season. Last guy on the list is going to be Ronald Jones II, Rojo. And other channels out there are calling for him to be like the second coming of Jamal Charles or something. And I get it. The guy has talent coming out of USC, but we've seen that before, right? From USC running backs that came to the NFL and just didn't quite produce like we thought they were going to do. And, he's going to start the season in a timeshare. Being there in Tampa Bay, he's going to be competing for carries with Peyton Barber and Jacquizzi, Rodgers, Charles Sims. I mean, they're all going to be there. The suspension of Jameis Winston probably going to add another defender to the box there because there's not going to be a whole lot of defenses that are worried about Ryan Fitzpatrick to beat them. Tampa Bay last year ranked 27th in rushing yards per game. They're third overall in pass attempts. So that's a throwing offense. They're going to be doing the same thing. They got to try to get Mike Evans involved this year with Deshaun Jackson and some of the other wide receivers in that group. That's what they're going to rely on. I mean, Jameis Winston's there to throw the rock. And they may run a little bit more the first couple weeks when Winston is out. But after that, it's going to be a timeshare. Do I think Ronald Jones has talent? Yes. Do I think he has the perfect opportunity? I don't. So right now, if you're asking if I trust or if I think he is going to bust, I'm going bust for Ronald Jones. All right, so those are my rookie running back trusts or busts. Try to say that 3 times fast. And I want to know what you guys think about it. If there's other rookie running backs, there is a few more to choose from that are on this list. But hit me up down below. If you want information on anybody else, I'd be more than willing to help you answer some questions. Like I said, make sure you guys are checking out rotoballer.com. Links down in the description. All your fantasy needs can be answered there. If you have any other questions, though, hit me up below. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.